Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Madam Ministers, Mrs. Saira Afzal, Federal Minister for National Health Services, Regulations and Coordination, Ms. Maryam Aurangzeb, Minister of State for Information, Broadcasting and National Heritage, esteemed fellow speakers, valuable guests, Assalamu alaikum. It is with great pleasure that I stand here before you at Mazhar Nisar's first collective collection, the Mahogany Junction, which of course is a huge achievement. I remember in 2007, I think it was, when Mazhar showed me his first poem. And he rather, reluctantly and shyly, we were in the newsroom and we were just about to go on air for the 7 p.m. main bulletin. And he showed me the poem and he was saying, I just tried writing this and what do you think? I looked at it and I said, so this is really good. And he wouldn't believe me. He thought I was just being polite. Or, as a colleague and a friend, I was just saying, that this is something that is really good. But then, you see, when you believe in yourself, and I think that first step that you take when you have anything that is creative, be it painting, be it a poem, be it a novel, the first time when you take that step forward and you actually show someone, that is the time that makes, that huge difference. And another thing I'll give credit to is that this happened in the PTV newsroom. तो आप ये देखें कि PTV newsroom में भी कितना creative काम होता है, क्योंकि मैंने अपने भी poems PTV newsroom के उसमें लिखी हैं. So that's also a source for inspiration. Okay, now getting back to Mazhar's book. Well, today's book launch is a reflective culmination of the time, the devotion and the commitment with which the poet has worked in putting together his first compilation. Not only is the book aesthetically pleasing and supported with endearing illustrations, you can see at the very first glance that this indeed is a labor of love. Mazhar's poems swerve through the spectrums of varied themes. The poet himself takes the role of many dimensions, and his imagery, embodiment of his surroundings, and metaphoric design are at many times breathtaking. For him, the leaves speak. The wind meanders silently through the night. The bonfire crackles and beckons, and words have the ability to unchain themselves. The poet has been able to weave a spell on the reader and impart them with the power to peel away the layers to his intricate work. The poet creates a moon for himself, and in this poem, as the lines read, and as we saw in the presentation, of moonless nights, when handed a night bereft of its glittering pendant, I decided to grow my own moon, so that the spirit is no more hostage to the hide and seek of a wandering celestial being. His tone is soothing, his words empowering and optimistic, and he hands the reader the glimmer of hope, showing us that we can also make the universe shine if we have the will to. As in many of his soul-searching poems, he goes on to ask that timeless question, who am I? His answer and his question are one of the same. Who am I? Am I the fire that burns at a Sufi's abode, where devotees come in reverence to seek warmth for frost-bitten souls, and rekindle the flame within? They come in throngs from all directions and in all hues, to stop a while, but never to stay. That makes you think, doesn't it? It's at times like this that again we are forced to think, what are we doing here? Are we just living, or are we alive? The human soul strives for comfort, for home. Where we find home is our own choice. With the world moving around us at breakneck speed, with the messages we are receiving consistently of dehumanization, it is absolutely necessary to slow down, reflect, and reconnect in empathy, compassion, and humanity. We can find all these essential qualities when we read sensitive literature, poetry, and reflect in the world of books. Indeed, writers, poets, intellectuals, artists are doing this service in waging the war against illiteracy and apathy as well. As we all fall victim to the attraction, distraction, and intoxications of life, the poet reflects upon whether we are being liberated and empowered by our successes, or are they actually becoming burdens of our self-obsession? Hence the following lines from the poet's work, The Panorama. In the deafening noise of applause, we wear shackles and hold them accolades, and hand the leash to the daily grind till the medals have transformed into a noose. It takes courage, it takes passion, to share your inner thoughts, your deepest fears, your dreams and desires with the world. I congratulate Mazhar Nisar for his exquisite thought, his intricate waltz with words, and the visual delight he has given to the readers, which, as any book or written work does, will outlive us all. It's also very encouraging that Pakistani poets writing in English have another name to add to their list. I also want to congratulate and encourage every single person who in one way or the other is contributing and supporting creative works, as this is where the true fight for empowerment and the battle against oppression is taking place. All those involved in investing time and energy in such passion are warriors indeed. In the lure and journey towards success, we will find power in books. We will unchain ourselves from mental slavery. And in fact, the writers, the thinkers, the artists, the musicians, the creative minds, these are our true asset. They are our true strength. As long as there are books to read, as long as there are poets to think, as long as we can keep the candle of creativity burning in the dark, we will always have the light we seek. Thank you.